This video provides an introduction to week number 13 of the course. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go to the schedule. I think it's really important to take a look because we're getting near the end. When I scroll down in the schedule, we're at week number 13. There is no perusal. The journal is the rough draft. So do know that I won't have the perusal in here. I think you have enough to do without, there's just no additional reading needed at this point. Just getting the draft done and turned in. And what that means is that I'll have to turn around the feedback pretty quickly so that you can revise and then turn in the final draft here. You're going to see then that week number 15 of the course says revision week. And I'm actually going to be introducing the exam during week number 15. So some students might end up working ahead and actually finishing during that week. You might finish the course early. So I wanted to just make sure you knew that was on the horizon. The actual due date is the 28th. The exam itself, if you are starting to wonder about it, it's going to be where you are creating a portfolio of your work in the class. You'll do it in Google Drive. I'll have instructions for how you make your folders and how you share those. And then you're going to write an overview of the work you did in the class, basically a reflection where you write about what you learned, you give specific examples from your work, that kind of thing. So I wanted to include that in the weekly work overview since it is getting kind of close. When we open up week number 13 here on Blackboard, you'll see that the first item is the reposted lessons to review as needed. I think that one of the strengths of this particular assignment, as you know, that's gone on for several weeks here, one of the strengths that I like about it is that students in the class can just keep going back to these same lessons over and over again. And I think that that's helpful because it's how revision and writing work in the professional world. You'll find yourself going back to the same items many times in a workplace situation. So don't skip those reposted lessons if you need them. There's a fair amount of them in here when you dig in and start clicking through. The new lessons for this week are in part 2. Last week, the sample papers, actually this one's been in there even longer than that, but it appeared in this form last week where I talked through sample papers. And when you move down into the next item, you're going to see the template is here. And I made a new video so that it's updated for spring of 2022. So my students are following along with an updated version of the video that'll make sense to you. And then when you get to the bottom, the other lesson is on writing sentences that have passages and quotes in them, because that's probably a challenge for most of the students in the class, if not all of the students. The other item that you're going to see here for this week is where you put the journal. The journal uses the template that's gone over in the new lessons. I have a little list here, like a checklist for you to access. So you make sure you go through the steps that are here, add your comments before you turn it in, and then you're going to be very close to finished with the majority of the work in the class once you have done this draft. So that's probably going to feel really good. You might have heard my cat in the background just now. So anyway, well, everybody, thanks for watching.